Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh man. Yeah, he just great guy. Overall, just super nice, super nice guy. I mean, um, yeah, I would just say super nice guy. I didn't fun too. I think we worked him at the Legends match at Survivor Series, and he just did all those Legends, man. I mean, he'd give you your payout, your $200, payday, just your draw. I don't even know if they still do that, but no, Sarge was always cool. He's another guy. Looking back, I wish I would have picked his brain more. Like just sitting in a, I saw him catering 1,000 times. I should have just gone up to him and just asked him to tell me some stories or anything like that, But he was always cool, very approachable.
Dusty Rhodes.
Same, just God, how many times did I pass him in catering and I should have just picked his brain or this and that, but he was always fun to work, always down to do anything. We worked him at that Legends match. Um, just all those guys, man, just um, big personalities, but I never got a sense of any type of ego from any of those guys. They were just kind of like living in the moment, living day to day, happy to be there. And I think they were excited for all of us just to have the opportunity to even not just be there, but even work with them. They wanted us to have fun. I never got that, like any type of negative feelings from those guys.
Bruce Pritchard.
Little interactions with him. I mean, he was always nice to me. I I, I wouldn't say I hung out with him ever or interacted with him enough to have an opinion, but he was always, um, you know, yeah. It's hard to tell because it was always just business whenever I would talk with him. He rarely ever interacted with me outside of that.
JBL.
Uh, this is a dangerous game because, like, like I don't know. Um, I don't know. JBL. Um, different time back then. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything. I mean, he, you know, yeah, nice guy. I guess I'll just say nice guy.
Right. The Miz.
Awesome. He was awesome. Really cool dude. Love Miz. And I felt bad because he would always get a bad rap. I think when he was on the road initially, and Bradshaw was a big instigator of that. Bradshaw instigated a lot back then. But Miz, he's really busted his ass and he worked really hard in developmental and he came from real world. So I think, people thought he, got his spot, because of, where he was at, just on reality TV back then. But my God, man, he busted his ass, worked really hard. And look at the spot he's in today, man. That you can't fake that. That's a testament to his hard work, his dedication, his work ethic. No, man. And Miz was always super cool. He was always himself. So it wasn't like he was putting on a show or he was pretending to be anyone he wasn't. What you got was who you met, and he was always really cool.
CM Punk.
He was always cool, man. Funny story. You, to your point, remember when you said you were talking about matches like squash matches and stuff like that when you're gonna go out there. Punk and I were making a joke one time about they have that whiteboard with all the matches and the TV on there, intermission, match one, match two, break, blah blah blah. On the dark match, this and that. Well, we looked at it one time and God, I don't remember who it was, but it was some big dude in developmental. Let's just say Nathan Jones or something like that versus some nobody. And then by nobody, I mean just a indie guy,
Right.
But you looked at the match, you clearly knew that guy was going to get his ass beat out there. Just go out there and get your ass beat, right? Well, and I don't know if even people remember it's from when we were growing up, but Punk and I were laughing like, let's just change his name to Peter McNeely, because like Tyson fought Peter McNeely when he got out of jail and just beat his ass. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
McNeely lasted maybe like 30 seconds. So we were like laughing at the joke. We were like, hey, what if that indie guy comes up and is like, hey, who's Peter McNeely? Like, I thought I was working with Nathan Jones. Like, who's Peter McNeely? And we'd be like, you're Peter McNeely. So if you got your ass beat, everyone from then on would be Peter McNeely. But we never did it. But no, Punk was awesome. Loved working with him. Worked with him a little bit at some house shows at OVW, and yeah, man, he was a cool dude.
Undertaker.
Not, I mean, just role model. I mean, again, little interaction, some interaction with him. Always shook his hand, and he did give me feedback on matches every now and again. But funny story was we were right after the squad ended, I was on the SmackDown brand, and we did a tour of Europe somewhere. And then afterwards, we were celebrating on the tour bus, right? And Taker's in the back, we're all having beers, but I kind of like, I was like maybe like, I don't know, a third of the way up the bus. I look back at Taker and I see Matt Hardy and him looking at me, kind of going like this, and I was like, oh shit. And I just sat down and just kind of like sunk in my chair, like, like I don't want to drop that joke. And then Matt Hardy comes up to me and goes, "Hey Jeter, Taker wants you to give a speech." I was like, give a speech, like and some of the guys were giving speech. I don't remember if I kicked it off or if I was somewhere in between, but so I got up and I was just like, "Hey everybody, thank you guys for allowing me." And because this was SmackDown, I was originally on Raw. I was like, "Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to work with all you guys, and thanks for welcoming me into the locker room. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to even be here. I had a great time." And I said something like, I don't know how long this ride will last, but I'm grateful to be here. Whether it's, as soon as I said this line, I was like, whether it's Raw or SmackDown, as soon as I said Raw, they were like, "Boo, sit the fuck down, like you failed. You were doing good and then you fucked up. Sit the fuck down." And he laughed. But no, Taker was always cool, man. I never got any like ego or anything like that, but I was always just kind of nervous being around him. He's fucking Undertaker,
Right.
I never wanted to bother him or upset him or do anything, so.
Last guy I want to ask you about. What can you tell me about your experience with Chris Benoit?
Chris Benoit, man, you know, I did wrestle him. I wrestled tagged with him a couple times at Ohio Valley Wrestling, and he was always just super cool, man. And there was one instance where I was on the road, and I think it was SmackDown brand. Um, I had a singles match with someone that night, and I ended up hurting my wrist. And so I was in the locker room. I went to the trainer's office. I was getting it wrapped or looked at, and Chris came in. And he goes, "Jeter," he said, "what the fuck are you doing out there?" Line, like, that's pretty much the line of my career. What the fuck are you doing?
Hmm.
You're fucking up thing. No, I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, man, he's like, lay your shit in. He goes, make it look good. He goes, you're trying to be light and tap. He goes, but he's like, you need to, you know, you can be safe, but lay it in, make it look good because I can see through it. And I want you to be better than that. So he was kind of like, lay your stuff in, make it look good, be crisp, be solid, be sharp, snap your kicks, like just lay your punches, pull your punches, but make them look good, show me that intensity. I never forgot that. Just the fact that Benoit, the thing of whatever he was doing, his matches is, like whatever he was, he felt, the need to come out of his way into the locker room and give me feedback like that, to seek me out because he had no idea I was in that trainer's office. Like, I felt very honored that he gave me that feedback. No, he was always super cool to me, and I was very grateful, for any type of feedback or interaction I had with him. Just sad what happened to him and his family.